Yo, what's going on? It's your man Diamond K. Of course, High Roller Records, On Fire TV, Radio on Fire. And I wanted to take a few minutes just to acknowledge an award that I recently received. Of course, anytime you get recognition, trophies, certificates, awards, it is a humbling thing. And it is a Baltimore Club Music Pioneer Award. And here it is right here. Let me read that. It says that Baltimore Club Music Pioneer Award presented to Dwayne Williams, Diamond K, for your innovation and significant contribution to the Baltimore club music culture. And it is awarded in the year 2023. And so this presentation happened at the AFRAM festival in Baltimore at Druid Hill Park in June of 2023. And, it was a great opportunity to get together with some fellow producers, DJs, recording artists that have contributed to this culture, the club music culture that I am a part of and have been a part of since the very, very early days. And it just had me thinking back to my time and why I wanted to get into music. As far as the club music, I started out, some may know, I guess many know, many don't know. I started out as a rapper and a DJ. And so in my parents' basement, and in the basement of, group members that I was working with, I began to see the rise of, it was like a hip hop house movement, and based out of places other than Baltimore. And I started to see a movement potential there. Records like Doo-Doo Brown by Frank Ski, Two Hype Brothers and a Dog, and It's Hotness Mother by DJ Kenny B, Booty Mission by the Underground Track Team, which was the precursor to Unruly. So, Scotty B and Sean Caesar. And, those records, DJ Precise, another record that really... Get 'em Precise, another record that really motivated me. Those records and DJ Equalizer had some records coming out this time. Those records, hearing those songs mixed with some of the house records that were playing at the time, like Percolator, Yo-Yo Tribe, different imports coming from overseas and from New York. They had a handful of these records on some tapes, Sean Marshall tapes, DJ Booby, Mark Henry, some others. And I started hearing those, going to clubs, Paradox, DJ Rod Braxton playing there, and a lot of other guys. But as I started to hear some of those songs and I really got into it, I realized that I needed to make records like that, because I was trying to make hip hop records. And especially at the time, we're talking about in the early 90s, Baltimore hip hop hadn't reached the point that it would reach. And so I thought that the easiest way to get recognized was to make these songs that I was listening to. So to make songs like that. And I made my first record as a teenager, and it was a demo tape called Hey Girl, Where Your Boyfriend At? And I sent that to Frank Ski, and Frank Ski liked it, saw potential in it, reached out to me. We re-recorded it in a studio, and my label, my partner at the time, named Rob, was with me and very instrumental in making that. The demo was recorded at his house, and he was involved in that. But understand this: we were a hip hop group, and this club record was just supposed to be a one-time thing. And we went into the studio with Frank Ski, and I met Reggie Reg, met Big Tony, Miss Tony there, and Frank Ski, and of course there was an engineer there, and so we did some background vocals on a remix to Pull Your Guns Out. So me, Rob, Frank, Reggie Reg were saying pow pow on this remix to Pull Your Guns Out. And then Reggie did a record called Welcome to Baltimore. And we'd be like, go Reggie, go Reggie. And he's shouting out different places and clubs. And we're doing backgrounds on that. And then I did my song Over. Hey girl, where your boyfriend at? We did that. And Frank went to add some girls to the record later on. I initially had 3 verses on this song. Structured it like a traditional rap song. It's just was faster. The beat was faster. And he ended up taking out my second verse and putting a girl in the middle, which really was the catapulting of the record. And he added this little noise to it. And it was a lot of times, and I've worked with artists who don't understand what a producer does, right? And some people think that a producer just makes the beat and that's it. It's not that. That's one small part. You can have a beat maker who's not a producer. A producer arranges things, brings things together. So yes, Rob and I recorded this demo in the house. It was the beat that everyone heard that you went on to hear from Hey Girl, Where Your Boyfriend At. The hook was there. My raps was there. Everything that you heard, with the exception of the girl that was on the song and Frank's little scat in the beginning of the record. For those that looked it up, just look up Diamond K, Where Your Boyfriend At, or Hey Girl, Where Your Boyfriend At. And he brought all those things together. And that's what made the record. And so, I went on to produce other records and, introduce a lot of different artists and work with a lot of different artists and make my own stuff. And I have a writing credit on Drake's album and done stuff with HBO and, just a lot of different things. And DJ'd, a lot of different places outside of Baltimore, in Baltimore and beyond, and had my music streamed millions of times. But the thing is that you always want to get recognized at home. And I've gotten radio play and been on big stages here in Baltimore and a lot of different things. But it feels really good when you can get recognized and get recognition at home. You can see that there's Baltimore Club Music Pioneer Award. And yes, I have been around making club records since the early 90s as a teenager, and feels good now to get some of this recognition. And I was talking about my friend Rob, who I started making music with, and he thought that the club music was going to be a one-time song, one-time thing. And we parted ways because as I started making club records, and I got bit by the Baltimore club music bug, I didn't want to do anything else. I didn't want to make the hip hop records. I wanted to make Baltimore club records. He wanted to go in another direction. So we parted ways right before Are You the Bomb was released in 1995. And so, he said I was selling out making Baltimore club music. And I didn't feel like that. And it was, I want you to understand, in the 90s, it was the dominant force here in Baltimore. We had artists that would come to this city that had records out on major labels that would be opening up for some of us, Baltimore club music artists. The music was played so much in the club. I would say 65% of the music that you heard in the evening was Baltimore club music. And that was over some of the other. We played hip hop for like 30, 45 minutes, and then we were right back to Baltimore club music. So it was a different time, but that's how dominating the music was. I got stories for days. I could talk about this for days and days, but this is about the Baltimore Club Music Pioneer Award. And you can see it right here. And there's some other guys that were recognized as well. I definitely have to shout out Frank Ski for believing in me and signing me to my first record deal, giving me my shot. DJ Kenny B and DJ Equalizer for embracing me and bringing me into the record store in Westview Mall, which really helped my career grow and and beyond. And so many DJs over the years that have played my music, party promoters that have booked me, and recording artists who I've worked with. I just want to shout out everybody with regards to this and the part that they played in my career and the part that I've played in others' careers, and the part that I play in the overall success of Baltimore club music. So thank you. This is your man, Diamond K. Of course, High Roller Records, Radio on Fire TV, and of course, at The Diamond K Show.